Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's your host CJ Atemo and we're in the chamber. This is a very good day, and we're going to have a very interesting interview. You know, one of those pioneers of the local music industry as it is known right now, the genge tone, one of those pioneers, transitioned over the years, currently the proprietor of RNN on YouTube, which is Rhymes Nonini. Well, there it is. I let it out. I've got the man himself. Used to be called the Godfather. I don't know whether he still goes by that name, but it's good to have you, Nonini.
CJ, what's up, mambo?
Safi.
Kofiti?
Yeah.
Umefanya blanda tu moja.
Yeah.
Umesema local music, local. Umesema local Buddha. Local. Nilipigana nayo jina for 20 years. Local.
Oh,
I just Kenyan music.
Kenyan music.
Tukipiga local, tumecheapen. It's okay. Local.
All right. Well, in the context.
Nilikuwa nayo noma kitambo nikiwa mtoi. Kwa sikia mtu ita local. Local? Mbona ita mziki local? Kenya. Genge. Thanks for having me, bro.
You're welcome. All right. Kenyan music.
Yeah. See, local Kenyan music, bala. Local brew. Changa.
How you doing, man?
Fiti nashukuru.
Yeah.
Man, 2020 COVID season.
Yeah.
A lot of lessons.
Yeah.
And we thank God that we are still here. Kwanza tunashukuru Mungu.
All right.
Yeah.
You did music so many years and then just went off for quite a while.
Yeah.
And came back with the RNN. What's the RNN about?
RNN is a vlog that I've started on YouTube. Again, it's lessons that I've learned from COVID. Clubs were shut down.
Yeah.
You see, even although we're not releasing music, we have a catalog of music for being in the industry for quite some time.
Yeah.
So we perform quite often. Like even if you don't release a new single, your brand is still out there. But now with COVID, things changed. Things took a 360.
Yeah.
So uko kwa hao umekaa chini unashindwa now, clubs are closed.
Yeah.
Kuna events.
Yeah.
The entertainment scene was most hit.
All right.
And I think we were the last ones. Wametufungulia saizi tu na hata hawajafungua yote. It's up to 11. So
okay.
I sat down with my team and I just got crazy ideas. And I usually tell my team, people say thinking outside the box. Mwaga nataka kufikiria like there is no box.
Okay.
And that's how I started RNN, Rhymes Nonini.
Is it that in Kenya, we still have to earn mostly from the live performances?
No, there are several ways you can monetize your craft in Kenya, but of course, live performances make the most money because they're often the tune of performances could be every weekend, every week, and of course, if your brand is valued, you make money. But also, there are other ways of monetizing your craft. Yeah.
How much of it do we get from passive? You know. Whether you're getting royalties because the music is playing on radio, it's playing even in those particular clubs. Sometimes the DJs are playing your music, you're not there. You're not there in person. How much of that do musicians, rely on in percentages? Like if you're a musician, what percentage are you looking at in terms of monetization from the passive one?
Again, it depends. It depends on how the team you have and how you've structured your business. Not all musicians know about passive income and know about the different ways of monetizing your music. And this you learn from good managers, you learn from a good team, you learn from a good network, you learn from teaching yourself. So if you're not interested in the music business, most people are interested in the showbiz.
Right.
But me, I'm on the reverse. I do the biz and the show. So most people do the showbiz, highlights, trending. So you need to be interested and to find out. So personally, I 40% of my revenue is other monetization streams, passive income, YouTube, the iTunes, merchandising. As long as you have a brand, I find a way to make money from it.
And I was talking to you before we came on set, like your generation.
Sinipige CJ's mbwenya buda. CJ's Scott mbwenya sawa.
All right. Your generation of musicians, most of them are not very active musically now.
Yeah.
It's just very recent that Nyashinski came back.
Yeah.
You've just gotten a bit more visible now.
Yeah.
There are some who were there, but not very visible as well.
Yeah.
Why did you guys leave?
Okay.
Yeah.
Quite a good question. I'll speak on my behalf.
All right.
I'll correct you.
Okay.
I didn't leave.
All right.
One thing about Nonini always stands out even without music.
Okay.
Because I have a brand, and a brand is not necessarily the music.
All right.
So I've lived through these years when my brand is still alive. If your brand is still alive, you can always come back with music. Okay. Music was what that brought the brand out 20 years ago. Right. That's how I was known, through music. Yeah. But you find other ways of building your brand. Once you build that, it's the secret to longevity. It's the secret to being timeless. Making sure you're always remembered by people, not necessarily by music. So you're right, the music was announced. My last album was The Godfather. Yeah. That was my 3rd album. I've recently released my 4th album. But after that, oh my goodness, I've done a lot of things. Yeah. I do basketball tournaments for charity. I have a foundation that I run for albinism called Kalakofes Foundation. And all these things come with activities, comes with brand presence. So even though I'm not releasing music, my fans always seeing me. Kenyans always seeing me doing things. I do tours after I do all this philanthropic works. Yeah. And merchandising. I do movies. I'm a director.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I have a movie on my YouTube. It's called Code 254. It's a 30 episodes actually.
Wow.
Of a 5-minute series.
Wow.
So I figured watu panda ma3.
Yeah.
So ukiwa kwa ma3 huwezi watch content ya 1 hour kwa ma3 because stage next ina come in 10 minutes. Yeah. So I figured I need somebody akiwa kwa ma3 akitravel anaweza watch series A, series 1, episode 1 na episode 2 kabla ashuke. Okay. So I chopped up a movie, 5 minutes. It has an intro and an outro, 30 episodes. So these are things I do. I do different things over and above music, so the brand always maintains. Now that's a secret that people don't know. So I can't speak about the other guys because you asked a general question. Yes. There are challenges as well as we grew up. Tukitoka back in 2000, tulikuwa vijana, so matini nini, adole inashika, yani hatuna responsibilities my friend. Kaende, unaelewa? Wekamu nini, all those, ilikuwa hiyo spirit ya kuwa tini na adole. So life moves on, people meet each other, people get married, people you have
get
kids.
Out of, you guys will talk about Leoni Koko Keja, so now you're no longer in the Keja.
Sasa Keja alikam, alafu vile alikam kuna consequences, alafu kuna kakijana kaliingia, alafu una realize damn, kumbe life sikubanjuka tu. Sasa huu consequence lazima mshughulikie. Kidogo life inapiga U-turn, inabidi kwanza hold. Kunaendaje hapa kabla ushtuke mtu wangu kwa kaodhate haya. Nasema priorities my nigga. So that happens.
Yeah.
So when that happens, some people follow. Some people go into depression. Some people decide music is too much. Let me concentrate with my family. Some people decide, okay, music is not paying me enough. What else can I do? Let me go back to kile nilisoma nikiwa kampo. My backup plan. But you find like people like us, si tulitokea mtaani hatukuwa na backup as in Buddha. This is it. Yeah. This is what I have to do. That's why I'm always here. That's why I'm doing music. That's why I'm doing different things with entertainment. This is it. Hakuna backup.
You seem to be very intentional, even with your movie, because your music, your movie, you're thinking about the guy who's in the matatu. You seem to be very intentional about who you want to consume your content. Is that part of the building of this brand? Because sometimes people bring out stuff, but you cannot tell who exactly they want to reach. Yeah. They've got, today they have something for the upmarket person, tomorrow they have something for the guy who's in the matatu and all that. Yeah. Do you think that has really helped you build a brand, Nonini?
Definitely. Unajua Buddha, lazima ujue audience yako, lazima ujue consumer wako. Right. Yes, kuna middle class, kuna upper class, kuna mtu wa mtaani. You have to deal with all of them. Hata kama brand yako umeassociate, sawa, tulianza Islands mziki, fine. Deal na watu wa Islands, but jua pia life is moving on, even your life is moving. Right. Your brand is growing, so when your brand grows, anza pia kutarget middle class. As your brand grows as well, enda huko juu, target the people who have money, kwani shida iko wapi. Make sure you target all of them at the same time. It's a strategy that most people don't understand. You have to have emotional connection with your consumer. So kama consumer wako ni kupanda matatu, deal na yeye kimatatu. Hata mara moja ingia kwa matri na yeye. Haya buda, uko kwa matri. You know, kama consumer wako ni kwenda wapi, big club. Deal na yeye big club, ingia big club, pop champagne afurahie. Kama consumer wako ni wakare nini, mara moja unaingia, hey, you guy, my guy, you know you guy yesterday. Kwanza tu acheni tu, hata usiongeshe. You guy, those chiles kabonga naye tu hivyo. Sasa itakuwaje?
But in the transition, in the transition, how do you transition over generations without losing that initial base and adapting the new? Because I'm going to go into the next thing, which is like you now moving into dealing with the corporates.
Okay.
And you have to really have a very different version of Nonini to deal with the corporates. How do you transition without losing your base?
Wow, hiyo ni swali zijaulizwa na mtu, man, and it's a deep question. How do you transition? One, your brand has to be authentic.
Okay.
From the word go. Mziki yako lazima iko authentic, and by brand, I don't know, most of the time people think brand is this. Ni mgenge true.
Yeah.
Yes, it is mgenge true, but it's not the logo.
Okay.
See logo. Ni mgenge true is what does mgenge true define?
Right.
Mgenge true stands for Jama from grass to grace. Jama alitoka yani mtaani Islands, watu wako wana expect tu jamaa atakuja kuwapa mali huko, from rags to a little bit of riches, lakini tunaelekea kwa wealth. Unajua usiseme ati from rags to strike a little bit of riches, lakini tunaelekea wealth.
Yeah.
That defines what Mgenge True is as a brand, not the logo. Then once you have the logo, and it starts with your foundation. Foundation yako ikiwa genuine and you have a passion for what you do, it supersedes time.
Okay.
And that's how you transition, and then you always have to reinvent yourself. Ukiangalia over all these years as I come out with new music, I always reinvent the songs themselves with the target audience that I'm singing to, the themes of the albums. Kama nikianza muziki, album ya kwanza ilikuwa inaitwa Hanyaring Game. Hiyo sasa ndio ile kijana au mtu aweka mlikuhanya tu sasa tudu nini. Second, tuka evolve kidogo, miaka zikaenda, mwisho wa mawazo. That's when things are starting to get serious. Unajua unashindwa kunaendaje hapa. Alafu sasa Godfather inaingia. Kisa Godfather ikiingia, life imechange. That's where alikam kwa keja nini, mtoya akaingia, so responsibilities. Sasa unakuwa kimafia. Unajua Godfather in the mafia society, Godfather ni watu wana respect family. Unajua ni watu they respect that community, yani loyalty unaget. So you reinvent yourself. The minute you reinvent yourself, your audience also is growing with you. Remember, ulianza mziki ukiwa 21 millions and nikiwa 18. 21 ndio nika pick up vizuri, so tumegrow na hii audience. But as we grow, kuna audience nyingine inakam. Kuna watu wametoka saa 12 wameingia 16, wameingia 18. Lazima ujue vile utadeal nao na grown audience yako. Sasa niko what I think I'm 38. So wale watu wali grow up na kwa bafu ni watu wako kwa 30 kwa 40 wanaenda kupiga fourth floor, sawa? Wanashindwa buda, unajua ulikuwa ukiongea kwa bafu siko ganashikaga, sasa inashika. Ali understand 20 years later. But kuna katoi huku ndio kame grow, so you know how to deal with that. Usikwame tu na hawa watu wako. So reinventing yourself and trying to be relevant to that generation. Why I'm relevant in this generation currently, that the packaging wanatuona gasini kama the founders of Genge, but they've taken Genge and they're doing a thing called Gengeton. So kuna watu wanawasikiza. So how do we tap into that market of those kids? Do we sing like the Gengeton, or do we try to relate with that brand? By relating with that, that's why I form things like RNN, Rhymes na Nonini. Mali neza kachini na 0 neza kachini na Mbogi Genje. Because sasa wale watoi watawachisho. Alafu ule mtoi labda ataka kujuaga Nonini na niyo usikiaga, alafu sana anaanza kuresearch kume Nonini. Anarudi anasikiza Manzi wa Nairobi, a brand new song to him. Manzi wa Nairobi, it's new to them because they were young. That's how you get into that. So it's transitioning, knowing your brand and reinventing yourself.
When you look back now, the generation that is there now, and it's good you've mentioned the issue of Gengeton and Genge. When you look at what they're doing now, what does that make you feel?
Gengeton, when I look at what they're doing now, one, we have inspired a generation first. Let's start there. Yani hiyo ni noma. Tume inspire generation. But let me break it down. People might think, yeah, Nonini me-inspire nini? Tume-inspire mavijana ku work with what they have. Ku work with the little resources they can get to make a living. To get away from negative stuff pale mtaani. To get away from drugs. To get away from sexual abuse, from rape. Vijana wanakaa wanasema, damn, what can we do? Mufanyaga mziki na talanta. The guy opens a studio, and a studio si ati studio kubwa. The guy has a laptop and a keyboard na anatengeza mziki yake hapo. Anachukua kijana wake kutoka neighborhood, come piga mistari. We are teaching these kids to be entrepreneurs in their own way, and they will grow. That's how we've inspired a generation. Forget the music. The music is just a tool. What are these kids doing? Kenyan music had died at some point.
And you know, you've just gone ahead of me with that.
Yes.
Because I was going to ask you about the music. And you say forget about the music. So
tutakuja kwa muziki.
Yeah.
Najua watu focus na genge tu ni muziki. Package iko tu sawa tu, iko tu sawa. So Kenyan music had died.
Yeah.
Had died because we reached a plateau. I love that now people are appreciating the music we did. Sasa wanasema, man, zile muziki za kina Nameless, kina Isa, kina Nonini kali, they're timeless. But when we were doing it, people didn't see that.
Right.
Tukifanya walikuwa wanasema kapuka this, kapuka that. They didn't know what we were doing. So right now they hear the sound. Your sound ilikuwa unique. Jamaa walikuwa wanaongea topics. So sasa wana appreciate. Nigerian came, took over East Africa, took over Uganda, Kenya. It was Nigerian music being played. All DJs, we had a problem because it was manze unaingia club unafikiri uko Nigerite. How do you have Nigerite in Nairobi? Nigerite Nairobi aje. There's no Kenyanite in Nigeria.
True.
It was so sad. Radio station unaeka hivi Abuja, unaeka hivi manze unafikiri uko Niger. Then Bongo came in. Wa Tanzania attack everywhere. Nobody's consuming Kenyan music. These kids, they were growing. They listened to Nonini, they listened to Kinajua, they listened to everybody. So like, what can we do? They started doing their own music, their own way. They're not being played on the radio. Wanacheza wanaweka YouTube. Then the toys who follow them, their generation, their fans, wanazisikiza. Msikiza wa toys napiga 1 million views. And they're not on radio. Hawako Kiss. Then radio ikaanza kurealize, wait a minute, kuna tutoi tuna numbers. Ebu leteni hizi mziki. Mziki zikaingia. Nigerian has been silenced.
Right.
Nigerian music is not playing anymore in this country. Tanzanian music is there, but it's not as much. Packaging in a rule waves. They're back. They've taken us back to our music. Now tutaingia kwa content yenyewe, but they've done what we did way back when we came out. Because when we came out, we did the same with Lingala music. Kenya music had no identity. It was Lingala. Kwa club unaingia ni Lingala. It's not our music. It's good music, but it's not ours. Yes, tutajivunia nenda stato. Wakenya ni Lingala. I'm like, Lami, ngoma gani mnawachezea yenyu? As in mseme, this is our music. And that's how genge came to be. So we did the same thing. So these kids did the same thing with Nigerian music. So we've been able to inspire that. When I see that, I'm super proud.
The battle between Kenya and Tanzania is timeless. From your days. Right from your days. Up until now, you'd have this guy, so people will still be bringing up the issues of look at the music of people like Diamond Platnumz, and it was those days from the days of Fagilia, all that.
Kina Matonya, Kina Mr. Nice.
Why do we have issues between Kenya and Tanzania musically?
Hiyo battle ya music ya Kenya na Tanzania ni interesting because one unique thing is tunaelewana. Ni Kiswahili. So Kiswahili yao ni Kiswahili ile yao ya Kibongo, kuna Kiswahili ya Mombasa, alafu kuna Kiswahili ya Nairobi ya Sheng. So tunaelewana. So it's a very unique space because our music is consumed through two countries. There was a time Bongo music was looking up to Kenyan music when us guys were coming out. Now Kina Ogopa, Kalif, we're churning out hits. Man, they're also there, Kina Zeze, Kina TID. But they're looking at the quality of our music, our videos. They're like, man. So they used to come to Nairobi to record. Kina AY walikuwa wanaingia Nairobi to record because of the quality of music. Then it reached a time, they took over.
So Kenyans are recording.
Tukashindwa nini bana kina AY, ikabidi pia sisi tunaanza kuingia huko. Collabos, kina Juma Nature, nini. So that's how it has been on and off. But the difference is when it flipped back to Kenya, Tanzanians realized Now kuna hizi manoma East Africa. Unajua hizi noma za East Africa community. Alafu government waginaambia watu manze lazima mpende muziki wenyu, lazima mpende utamaduni wenyu, unajua kina Magufuli. And Bongo hiyo ndio kitu wanafundishwa, and hapo ndo wametupiga 10 mil. So when it flipped to our side, they realized, wait a minute, we need to start supporting each other. But si ati walianza, they've been doing it before. If it's hata kina Nyerere, kina Mwalimu Nyerere venye wanafundishwa Tanzania, shule wanafundishwa Kiswahili, sawa? As in kizungu haiko. Hata wengi wao kizungu kuongea ni noma. Ukaa chini na hivi interview itabidi buda ni noma. They can't do this English. Ati you guy my guy. Haiwezi bro. Itachoma. But Kiswahili fluent because you know they were taught that from the word go. Kenya hatukuwa tunafundishwa Kiswahili, tunafundishwa shule lakini ilikuwa language moja boring. Uelewa? Mother tongue ukiambu uongee na Kikamba ama Kiluya shule ni noma. Ukiongea mother tongue shule ni noma. Mother tongue ni utamaduni wako waelewa? Utamaduni wako as in Kiluo, Kimijikenda, Kikamba, Kikuyu ni utamaduni wako. I think wazungu walitumesa bro. I want your opinion on this. I think wazungu walitumesa. Wazungu walikuja akafanya chuo zetu. Ukiongea lugha ya mama yako manze unadungwa, unaona ile kitu ya tissue, ile burunga ya tissue kisha unavalishwa hiyo kitu the whole day ukae huko because wewe uliongea mother tongue in class. Some embarrassing stuff so that usiongee mother tongue. Unaona vile wazungu walitumesa. What BS is that bro? Hiyo ndio imetumesa. I'll make my point because Tanzania wanapenda utamaduni wao. Na hiyo inamaanisha they support each other and that's why their music is bigger. So after we flip this side, Tanzanians invoked that na wakasema tunasupportiana. They closed their border. Even us going to perform was hard. Promoter ilikuwa wezi uita kina Nonini show. Tumeperform sana Bongo but ilifika time ikafungwa. Not purposely, si ati ile tu mnaambua mwezi kuja. It's like it's a statement, it's a silent statement ya Godfather. Hapa tunapiga tu muziki za Tanzania. Stations, Tanzanian music. Promoters, Tanzanian artists. And that's how it was. And it's a good thing. And that's why Bongo is big. Because they support each other. Ajamana juzi Diamond nampiga show kwa hii COVID when it's happening. Simba was playing. Manchester deal kwa imejaa. Jamali la nachopa. The love that Tanzanians show him. Kenya were a little bit different. We are diverse. Tuko na maculture. Mzungu alitumes. Mnakwambia mzungu. Jamaa alitumes bro, alitumes. Sasa tunajua vitu mingi, si ni wajuaji. Mimi najua muziki mingi. Hizi magenge ni sawa, but you know me, I love my hip hop. Oh my god, I love tunajua vitu wajuaji. So hatuna ile love ya utamaduni ya muziki yetu. So yeah, buda yani hiyo ndio imetumesa as Kenyans. And once that flip to Tanzania, wameshinda all through because they love Diamond, they love the musicians get paid well. Na wanajivunia yani. I was
about to ask you about that. The issue of the way Tanzanian musicians earn from their money. Because here, you've talked about, guys working hard at their thing. They start from a very small place. They work hard at it.
Yeah.
But sometimes they never really make that money. It doesn't come back. Your music actually could be playing everywhere.
ROI. ROI zero. ROI zero, Buddha.
And you hear everybody singing your songs. People love your music. And you're broke, man. How have Tanzanians managed to make sure that the money gets to the pocket of the musician?
Hiyo love, nakwambia hiyo love ya watu wao, ya culture yao. Because when they do shows, people come out in numbers. So that means he gets paid very well. Secondly, they have people who put money behind the brand.
Okay.
Yeah, most of these Tanzanian artists wako na watu wamekelea hela. Wako na mdositu fulani ya billionaire. Ameamua manze napenda ile brand yule kijana. How much? Ana team, wekeleni do. Anataka video ngapi? Aingie South Africa kapige. Nini anataka? Asikuwe na issue. Kazi yake ni studio. Asikuwe na issue na mkula kichwa. Ana rent na nini aingie studio, apige muziki. That gives you peace of mind. That's how music business is done. That's how you make money. Bongo. Tanzania yenyewe, president wao mwenyewe anamjua Diamond, anamjua Alikiba. Anaoita pale kwenye nini moja kikao, anaambia watu sikizeni, najua mnajua mambo ya Diamond na Alikiba, lakini leo mimi president nimewaleta pamoja. Inamaanisha anajua mambo ya entertainment. When was the last time ulisikia president wetu anaongea mambo yao? Akothe, Willy Paul, Nonini, Sauti Sol, yaani ujiambiani by the unye. Kumbe unye usikizaga hizi mamziki. Unajua? Yaani kumbe usikizaga.
For the campaigns at some point,
Sema used. Underline that word. Used. Umeongea word poa sana. Used. if the president himself can show that he's part of the culture,
right,
it spreads across the country.
Okay.
Hapo ndio bongo wametuweza 10-0.
All right.
10-0.
Nonini, let's go back to the content. Let's go back to the content. Now, 38, started music at 18, 38. When you look back, you're looking at the content, what you did then and right now, what comes through your mind?
Content right now and back then.
Because even if you see the very same things that these young guys like sailors are dealing with now, that was what was being said about you guys before. Like this music is a bit too vulgar and you are moving people from morality. You were talking about how music is helping people in the ghetto, you know, to move away from the issues that are happening there. Some people blame the music for what is happening in the ghetto, you know. So they think if you are not singing this kind of content, then the young people would be better. But you are saying that the young people are singing about this to get better. There's always been that
issue. To get away
issue.
from that negativity.
Yeah, there's been the issue about the content of the music. When you look back, what do you think?
By then, as I like kupata interview yangu ya kitambo. It's the same words I use. Never changed.
Okay.
You've spoken about the content is vulgar. Vulgar. Nikiongelea content yangu ama what we used to do back then, that music was never vulgar. That music was bold.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay.
Vulgar ni matusi. Vulgar ni matusi. Mimi nikiona mtu ameandika vulgar matusi, wajua? Mimi Swahili nimezaliwa pale California, So vulgar matusi. That music was so bold. It was bold because it spoke about, my music spoke about things that people used to think about, but they can't say.
Okay.
You understand? Things you think about. What everybody thinks about this stuff, but they can't say it.
Right.
So me, I used to say it.
Okay.
And when I say it, shock. It catches people off guard. Aya, amesema kwa bafu. Kwa bafu. Niko nyuma yake na msugua mgongo tukioga. Noma iko wapi? Nimetukana wapi? Vulgar. Sijatukana. Nimesema kitu bold. We kamu. Leo niko kwa keja. Stoki hapa. Kwa hivyo ukitaka, we ukitaka. Ukitaka, yani ni ukitaka. Yani ufosiwi mtu wangu. Ingia. Vulgar. Kuna vulgar. Bold. People think about that. People think about kuita madem. I was young. So nafikiria kupigia dem yako and all that stuff. The videos. Currently the videos are wow. Mimi angalia videos hivi nasema. My videos have never demeaned women. You don't demean women. Right. Una kama demo anakaa poa, demo anahaga fiti. Naomba iko wapi? Anakaa poa, unamset kwa video, una get. But siku hizi wa video lazima pia you have to be smart. So what we used to do with music, we used to have humor in it. A lot of humor. Right. It was never serious and bold. Very bold. And what we were doing then is because Kenyan music was not being listened to by people. Watu walikuwa sikizi. So ilibidi tuwashock kidogo. Okay. Washtuke, watusikize, and then wakaanza kutusikiza, then we gave them our message. And that's what I say. Every time I'm asked about gengeton, I tell people they're doing the same strategy. They've shocked people. Lakini wame line kidogo. Line, wame push line, but it comes with the territory. A new generation, right. Kuna line zao, but your line wame push. But musema after them, now people are listening to them. Yeah. Now Kenyan music iko hapa. Kuna gengeton. Now they need to. Nilikwambia nini? The secret to longevity. They need to redefine themselves. They need to reinvent themselves. Okay. Don't get stuck up in that strategy. Right. And that's how we moved, and that's how we became who we are today.
And you were doing something with the RNN, with these young guys. Yeah. Just trying to help them in business, in content, in just how to run their lives as well. So that it's more like a mentorship you're doing. RNN inaitwa Rhymes na Nonini. It's basically we break down music lyrics, line by line. Okay. Unajua zero akiandika zimenishika yo kwa kichwa kimenishika, and your line, what were you thinking while you wrote that line? Because mimi najua kile nilikuwa nafikiria nikiandika Wekamu. So ukisikia story behind Wekamu
utaconnect na hiyo ngoma on another level. Okay. So that's Rhymes na Nonini. I decided let me pick artists, different artists, legends, even vernacular. Ndakuwa na Samido very soon. Okay. Tuelewe hiyo Kikuyu yake inamaanisha nini and why Kikuyus love him so much. Right. Hiyo line. So every line you write as a musician has a meaning. Some could be creativity, you just thought of a line. Some could be humor. Some could be personal. Okay. The stories behind those lines is priceless. Alright. And that's how I do RNN. Tunakaa chini, tunaongea, tunachambua ngoma. Tukichambua hiyo ngoma yako, it brings other stories. Okay. And those other stories, now the mentorship comes in. Yeah. You get to find out things that you didn't know about this musician. It's a very interesting topic. When I start the show, sinaga script. Okay. Script ni ngoma yako. Alright. So tuende. Your line kenye ita inspire, tutaenda na hiyo story. Okay.
Talk about, as we wind up, Nonini, the businessman. You know, because most people know you from the side of music. A lot of them do not know that there's a very sharp business mind behind everything that you do right now. And even musicians, artists, performers sometimes don't focus a bit more. You talked about that, the business of music or the business of art.
Biz show.
Yeah. Just talk about that side and why that aspect is very important for anyone who wants to stay for long.
Wow. Hapa ndio naingia sasa ile rende ya Karen. You guy, my guy. You know, let me tell you, my guy. My guy, this music business, bro. Unatoka mtaani. Anyway, I'm joking. It's end of the day, the way I told you is I'm in it for the long haul. Right. I didn't do music as a by the way, and I still don't do it as a by the way. So I always find a way to make business sense out of what I'm doing. How is it going to pay my bills? How is it going to feed my family? How is it going to do 1, 2, 3 things for me? You get? So it's important to have a business angle or a business side to you and your team. Okay. First, again, I said team. You have to create a team because a team around you creates those opportunities and strategies for you to become a businessman or to you to do the music business. Okay. Music business is difficult because most artists just get into the studio and record music. But after you record that song, the business begins there. Right. Because after you record, you need to sign split sheets that shows who has what rights. Okay. You get the producer. If you did a collab, who's the featured artist, who wrote the song. Some some songs are written for someone, right, and then you just go and sing. Sometimes you write your own songs. All these rights have to be put down on a piece of paper. Why? Because end of the day, this song goes out to make money. Yeah. It's monetized. It plays on radio. If it plays on radio, you make royalties. Right. That's why you have collecting management organizations that pay you for your royalties. If your music gets picked up by a corporate, you get paid for synchronization rights. So you have to know who owns what. So this is the music business. Over and above that, your brand, once your brand grows, how can you monetize it? You have an emotional connection with someone. Ujamaa na kusupport. Ujamaa anaweza kujengaje. Find a way. I take a lot of inspiration from Steve Stout. Okay. Steve Stout, manze, just Google him, manze, noma sana. And he's one of the pioneer music business PR and marketing managers was Teto behind Nas. All right. Kumbuka Nas? Unajua Nas. Nas saizi yani Nas na Jay-Z kuna watu around them. Ukiangalia Dr. Dre work na jamaa aitwa Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine ni mlami yuko hapo nyuma. Okay. Beats by Dre, yes, iko hapo, but there's somebody behind the business na anajua kusaidia the brand. Ata Jay-Z, ata P. Diddy, there's somebody around them. So you need to set that up. Forget the hype, forget the show, because at the end of the day, tunakuwazee Buddha. What will you have to show your kids? Yes, you're in the music. Mi kuna ngoma moja nilimbe naitwa ngoma yako. Nisema staki mnikumbuke kama waliyevuma. Nataka mnikumbuke kama anayevuma. Because when growing up, I used to find it so sad. I'm watching news. Naona our veterans, our Benga musicians, weko 80, 70, manzana dedi. Hakuna kitu manze yuko ocha, watu wanamchangia. I never want to go down like that. And that's why I strive and that's why I do that music business behind the music. All right. Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we've had today with Nonini. We probably should have some more time another time to have the Godfather himself. Well, he talked about the Godfather, you know, like the mafia. The Godfathers were very keen on family.
Loyalty.
But you know, they were also very keen on business.
Kabisa.
Multi-generational wealth.
Yeah, sasa wealth. Nilikwambia rich, alafu tunaelekea wapi? Sasa hiyo wealth ndio tunataka. Unaweza achia watu. Si tu haka unaweza ingia big club ukunywa yote Buddha kesho urudi mtaani.
All right. Thanks, Nonini.
Do you have my new album?
No, I don't.
Genge is out.
All right.
Came out on Friday.
All right.
I have a new video on YouTube.
All right.
Guess the name of my new song. It will blow your mind. Guess, unajua mgenge. Guess tu tamu yoyote ya kigenge tu. Ngoma yangu next na kuona inaitwaje. Just guess, nipe tu word.
Honest, give me one.
Nipe tu word tu. Yote hiyo ngoma inakaa kuitwa nipe tu word. Anything that comes in your mind.
No man, I'm gonna pass.
Anything good. Hata sawa, just guess to a word. Ya kigenge, ya Kiswahili, ya kisheng.
Well, I'm trying to see the stage right now. Does it have to do with wealth?
Sema tu word tu yote ya sheng, kwa sababu muziki zangu ni sheng ama Kiswahili, unaona hiyo ngoma inaweza kuwa inaitwa just guess.
Si ni Google kwanza.
I want to catch you off guard.
No, I can't guess.
Let's guess.
Yeah.
Ule Nonini wa back in 2001, ule wa Wekamu, ule wa kwa Keja, ule wa Kiroro. 2020 has a brand new song doing very well on YouTube inaitwa Watoto wa Mungu.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way I was gonna guess that.
Sawa, check it out. Check it out.
I will. See how you wanted to trap me. Oh man. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so check out Nonini's song, Watoto wa Mungu. I'm going to check it out right after this. Keep your thoughts coming. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Till the next time, CJ Atema.